Okay, so good morning, everyone. We are now about to start the chapter one of Trade English. I hope that you have your pen, your pad, and your pen, okay, to listen to my discussion. Okay, so are you all ready? Okay, please type one. Please type one if you are all ready. Type one here. Okay, if you're all ready. Okay, please let me know if you are ready to listen to our discussion. Okay, thank you. Only two students, three. Okay, so please type one if you're all ready to listen. Okay, okay. So there's something wrong with my laptop. I don't know why it's moving. Okay, so can you hear my screen? Can you see my screen? Okay. Okay, so let's start. Okay. For the chapter one, what we are going to discuss is about how are we going to communicate in our workplace. I know in the future you will be working with other people. You will be working with different kinds of people, not only with the behavior, but also with the different culture. Okay, so let us now study how can we communicate in English very well. Okay, so for today, our objective is let us understand why business communication is important, what are the different ways to communicate properly, and let us train, okay, your English skills, okay, for today's business communications, and how to become a professional worker, and the three categories of business communication. Okay, take note. Tian, can you read the importance of communication, please? Tian?
Communicate
Yes.
communication rate is one of the top attributes desired by employers.
Okay. Why do you think the employers are doing a job interview? Why they are asking you to speak up? Okay, what do you think is the importance why they're asking you a question during interview? Because the employers want to know if you can understand a certain situation, you may able to express, you may able to say, okay, the right words to say in a particular situation. Okay, the employer is asking you a question because they want to know if you understand what they are saying and you can say the right words. Clear? Okay, so 1 in 5 projects became unsuccessful because of ineffective communication. Okay, giving an instructions is very, very important. Okay, if you say it is two, you have to mean it is two. If you mean to say you go to the right side, okay, it should be the right word to say it is the direction should be going to the right side. What I am saying, okay, I am saying is that um, in business, in workplace, you have to communicate the right way. You have to say the right words. Clear? Okay, now let's move. Okay, so I want to show you this video, okay, that will help you understand what is, okay, this one. I hope that you can you hear, I hope that you can hear the sounds, okay? Please let me know if you can hear the sound, okay? You hear it clearly? Mm, okay. So this is the Japanese culture. So this is a Japanese culture. Okay. 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 Um, so what can you say about the movie? It is a movie. Okay, they have visited Japan. Okay, and that is the culture of Japan. Okay, is it also the same here in Korea? When you eat noodles, it's polite to sound louder when you eat it. Myungche, ha, again?
Never.
Never, okay. So that is the culture of Japan, okay, eating ramyun. Now about in China, may I ask, Kang Yokham, Dokate, the same when you eat
네,
noodles? No, anchoas
어,
not good with sound, something like that, not good. No,
와,
okay, anchoa. Okay, so what I am
와,
saying. Okay. So what I am saying is that if you don't know the culture of other people, probably it will surprise you. Oh, probably you will not like it. Okay, so it means that when you communicate, because communication is not only words. There are two types of communication: verbal, when you speak, and non-verbal. Okay, so what the actor had shown is a non-verbal. Okay, so there are some gestures, a non-verbal, that are not acceptable by Koreans. There are gestures in China that is not acceptable by Vietnam. There are words that are being mentioned by Americans that are not acceptable by Koreans. Okay, so is it? Do you understand me? Okay, so that is communication. Okay, communication in Greek word it means epikinonia. Okay, epikenonia, and in Spanish word, okay, in Latin word it means communicare, or to share or to make common. Okay, so it means that you have to impart or exchange communication. Okay, you have to exchange communication that are easy to understand. Okay, next. Okay, so sometimes communication becomes the major problem. Okay, wait, I'll just gonna pull down my. Okay, so sometimes the reason why there are some misunderstanding in the workplace is they don't know what to do, they don't know what to say. Okay, so these are some of the customer complaints. Okay, and which caused misunderstanding. Okay, of course, if you say a lot of words, like me, I'm saying a lot of words, I am choosing simple words for you to understand what I am saying. Okay, some of the customer complaints are basically asking why this product is not good. So if there's a customer and they're asking you those things, go, so you might have a question, how do I respond? In what format? Okay, what tone should I use? Is it soft voice, loud voice, angry voice, something like that. So those are some of that tone, okay? And what should I do, okay? And when should I respond, okay? So next, okay, so most business communication problems are ill-defined, okay? So where it came from, the problem, okay, sometimes they have no understanding and they don't have much research information. Sometimes they lack analysis. They don't understand the right words, okay? And sometimes the challenge is that they are not creative in saying the right words, okay? And poor judgment, okay? So now, let us test your judgment, okay? Help me to answer the question, okay? So Byung Che, kindly read this one, please. Okay, you work at, okay.
Work at startup where two employees have reported sexual harassment, even though no formal policy is in place. As the director of human resources, you need to announce a new sexual harassment policy. What do you think is the best medium for this?
Okay,
Email?
what do you think could
Okay.
be the best way? Email, memo, or combination, or you do a presentation or a workshop? And okay, anybody? Okay, how about Minju? Okay, Moon Minju, where do you think or what do you think is the best medium or the best way, okay, to announce this sexual harassment? Moon Minju?
Um, I think um, presentation, maybe.
Okay, so presentation, if there will be an example and a picture, okay, correct. Hong Ki Hon, how about you?
I also agree.
Okay,
Presentation.
presentation, okay. How about you, Baek Chong Yon? What do you think is the best medium for this?
Memo?
Memo, okay. So your answer is all correct, okay? No wrong answer, because if you want to inform your employees that we need to be careful about sexual harassment, because this one is kind of very complicated issue, you have to make it like you don't have to make it a vulgar, but you could give an information in a very uh simple, or what, how do you call it, in a very uh not secret, but a limited a limited uh a limited way, because if I'm going to tell, okay, I'm going to announce everybody that we have this kind of issue of sexual harassment, everybody will be curious to know who is that person. That's why you have to be creative, okay? Maybe you can do a presentation by like give giving a seminar about the rules or the national law about sexual harassment. Okay, so now let's move. Okay, next. Okay, so communication skills is, of course, it depending on the different. I'm gonna remove my clear all drawings. Okay, so I want to read the information first. Okay, a baby boomer is a genius who grew up in the inner city, and a millennial designer from the suburbs are assigned to the same team to develop an online marketing campaign. Okay, so what communication skills will they need to work together, and what kinds of literacy may present challenges for them? Okay, so what is this information is all about? I am already 39 years old. I already read a lot of books. I went to different places. I have a lot of experience. Of course, my perspective as a young adult, okay, will be different from a new generation. Okay, so when I do my presentation, I have to make sure that my audience will understand me. Okay, so if I grew up in the city, the language that I learn is kind of modern, right? But if I grew up in a province, okay, in a countryside, and we are not exposed with international things or products or businesses, okay, you could expect that my language is kind of traditional or in low level. Okay, so baby boomer, okay, they are considered to be genius when they grew up in the city. Okay, so that is what it means. Okay, so next. Okay, nowadays, when you work in a company, it is diverse. When you say diverse, they have different lifestyle. Okay, they have different academic background, different culture, value, experience. Of course, the language of male and female is kind of different. They grew up in a different life stage. Some of them are in the mid-career, okay, and some of them are in the process of recruitment. We have different race, age, and etc. Okay, what does it mean? Okay, it means that diversity makes companies stronger and more competitive. Why? More brains, more minds who speak their ideas in a different background with a different level of academic attainment, with a different experience. They could share a lot. They could share a lot. That's why you will be working in a diverse company. Okay, so professor, how can we analyze the workplace diversity? Okay, so could you please help me read this one? Baek Jongyeon. Baek
Yeah.
Jongyeon, please. Yes, so please read these three questions.
Um,
This one, number one is, have you ever worked?
have you ever worked at a company where diversity from age to lifestyle was a low priority?
Okay, next question, number two. How
How
did
did that affect your work experience or the quality of work?
next is
How did it affect the development of other communication skills?
okay. So when you work, okay, in a company, definitely you will be working with different culture, different age, different lifestyle. Okay, so you have to analyze. You have to know, okay, how are you going to communicate with different age or lifestyle. Here in Korean, your culture is that, let me know if I am right or wrong, okay? Your culture is that you give a high regards to the elder. Am I right? Yes or no? Yes. Do you recognize rank? Okay, ranking file. Okay, let's say I came first and then I should be the first one to be promoted. That is a ranking file. Okay, so position per position. So the promotion is going up. Okay, who will be the next in line? Will be the the next to be promoted. Of course, okay, cultural diversity, understanding them is very important. Why? Because it will affect the quality of your work. Why? If I am talking to a younger age, okay, I have to understand how they understand my words. If I am talking to Chinese, okay, I have to speak slowly, chunchuni. Why? So that they will understand what I am saying. Okay, so next, okay, so if there will be lack, okay, or absence of diversity, it will have a big problem in the workplace. And this diversity must be analyzed properly so that you will know what kind of attitude you have to behave. Okay, because if I'm not going to understand the behavior of Vietnam and Korean, maybe every day I will get angry to all of you because why you are not listening, why you did not understand what I am saying. Okay, so um, cultural diversity is very important in a workplace. Why? Because cultural understanding the culture and your differences will help you communicate properly. Like with the example of the movie that I had shown you a while ago. Okay, the actor doesn't know the culture of Japan, that eating ramyun in a noisy way is okay with them. But when he did it on his own way, it's kinda not good because he is not Japanese. But if that American actor only knew how Japanese culture is, maybe he will behave, he will act properly. Understand? Please give me a thumbs up if you understand my introduction. Please give me a thumbs up, please. Okay, thank you. A thumbs up. Okay, thank you, everyone. Okay, so next. Okay. Okay, so please let me know if you agree or not, okay? So high value work has an imaginative component. Agree or disagree? When you put a high value in work, okay, it will give you a very good imagination of working in a good place. Yes or no? If you understand the culture of your work, your co-employee, okay, will it give you a good relationship with other? Yes or no? Say yes if yes, no if no. Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
okay. So business now operate in a different ages and of social accountability. Okay, and this is kind of crucial, okay, for the success of business. Understanding the language of millennial, understanding the language of baby boomer, understanding the language of modern people. Okay, so you have to know their culture, and with that you will know how to speak correctly, how to use the right words. Okay, now, okay, next. Okay, so because in a workplace, saying the right words at the right time, okay, will make you a professional. Okay, everybody say professional. Read professional.
Professional.
professional,
Professional.
Professional. Okay, thank you for those students. 3, 4 students to respond. Okay, so again, if you speak correctly, if you speak politely or communicate or say the right words at the right time, you are now considered to be a professional. Being a professional is that, kindly read Moon Minju, the characteristic of professional. Moon Minju.
Yes. Respectful communication
Mhm.
and loyalty, work ethic, adaptability, service.
Okay, so being a professional goes beyond etiquette and social behavior. Okay, you can be called as a professional when you communicate respectfully, okay, in the right tone. Then, if you are loyal, okay, when you say loyalty, you speak good words to your coworkers and other people, even behind their back. That is loyalty. And you follow the work ethics, doing the right thing at workplace. And you are professional if you can adapt. When you say adaptability, is that even I am a Chinese, I can embrace, I can understand the culture of Korea. Even I am a Filipino, I can understand the culture of Vietnam. Okay, you don't have to embrace them. Oh, this is Korea, I'm gonna be Korea also. No, you don't have to make it 100% embrace it, but you can adjust yourself to become suitable or to become fit. Okay, or you could be able to adjust with the situation, and of course you are willing to serve other people. Okay, so it is not that I'm a Vietnam, I am like this, so it's have to be me. Okay, I am a Korean, you are a Vietnam, so you have to understand our Korean culture. Okay, it's okay, but the problem is that you have to be adaptable. If you're not going to be adaptable or make yourself comfortable with other culture, okay, there will be a problem. Okay, you will be having a difficulty understanding and knowing them. So apparently, what will happen is that there will be always be a fight. There will always be a disagreement or arguments between two culture. Okay, so next. Okay, so I gotta skip this one. Okay, okay. So there are three main categories of business communication. Okay, so kindly read the three one, Hong Ki Hon. The three
Internal
main categories. Yes.
operational communication
Mhm.
and external operational communication and personal communication.
Okay, so the main categories of business communications are internal, that is inside the company. Okay, internal. Then it's like you are talking to your to your subordinates and the co-employees, co-worker, and that is internal. When you say external, it's about talking to your supplier and talking to your customer. Okay, how about personal communication? Personal communication is about your friends, your relatives, okay, or with your classmate or your people whom you know in a longer time. That is more on personal, okay? Okay, so what are the other example of internal? Okay, again, internal is about the communication within your workplace inside, and you communicate with your co-workers. Okay, and in America, they have a Virgin America intranet software. So they use this to communicate with the company. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna, I need to, okay, so that I could see the whole screen. Okay, wait a minute. Okay. So the external operation, okay, you are talking to your customer, you are talking to your the public at large, okay, the social networkers, you are talking to the competitors, businessmen, lobbyists, okay, you are talking to an agent like the people who are working in a government, you are talking in a public group, the non-government, the schools, the foundation, and you are talking to the core business partners. So our core business partners are suppliers, contract workers, manufacturers, shippers, and etc. Okay, so how are we going to communicate well in our network organization? Okay, so there are two communication network, formal and informal. Okay, when you talk to your professor, is it formal or informal? Anybody can answer. Please answer me, respond. When you talk to me, formal or informal? Formal, correct, because I am high ranking individual. Okay, so when you talk to the people who are in a different position, okay, that is formal network. Okay, so it is more on who is the sajanim, samonim, kunjangnim, the different position. Okay, so we talk to them according to the position. So when you talk to them, it is commonly planned and managed. You use the polite words. But if it is informal network, it's maybe like your classmate, maybe your brother or your sister or your friends. Okay, so this is what we call the formal communication. The president talking to the vice presidents, and the vice president is talking to the different managers, and then down to the low position. Okay, examples of downward communication, you could see the blue arrow from president to vice president, and then director to the retail sales manager. So these are the down communication or downward communication. For the upward communication, from vice president going to the president, from line B supervisor going to plant manager, and for the e-commerce manager going up to the director. Okay, and for the horizontal, you will see the horizontal, the red arrow, vice president to vice president, manager to manager, supervisor to supervisor. That is the horizontal communication. Okay, informal network, everybody, no ranking. Okay, you could talk to anyone, okay, everywhere, okay, or anyone in your workplace. Okay, so what are the factors that influence organizations' communications? Can you please help me read Sim Kyo Young?
Yes.
Okay, so what are the factors that influence an organization's communications? Please read this one.
The nature of business
Okay,
and the organization's size and complexity
okay,
and the structure of the company
okay,
and how geographically dispersed the business is
okay,
and how culturally diverse the company.
okay, and the last one is?
The organization's culture.
Okay, so these are the factors that influence organizations to communicate. Okay, they're going to behave and talk the way they are because of their nature. They're going to talk and communicate depending on the size and complexity of their business. Depending on the structure, geography, they speak that way because they are from Daegu. They're going to speak that way because they are Chinese. Okay, and also it has a relationship with their culture and the organization's culture. Okay, so next. Okay, wait a minute. Okay, so what is culture? Okay, so let's say the examples of the culture are if the CEO is wearing in blue jeans, that is organizational culture. If they decide by committee, okay, if they have an open cubicle layout in the office, if they submit paper reports, okay. There's another example is they keep on calling the team. They telecommunicate the team. Then if they have a post boardroom, okay, like announcement board, okay, if they have a community service sign-ups, they use suit and they are doing a paper-free office. So these are the example of organizational culture. What they are doing inside the company. Okay, so next. Okay, so this is the communication model. Of course, there will be someone talking. If someone is talking, you have to what? Sing and dance? You have to
To hear, to listen.
listen, okay? So if someone is listening, you have to speak clearly. Okay, and after that, if someone is talking and then it's your turn to talk, and then that's the time you have to talk, and that is the two-way communication. Speaking and listening. If there's someone is speaking, you are what? Expected to respond. Okay? If someone is talking, then you have to listen. If you listen, you have, and after someone is talking, you have to respond. Okay, that is the two-way communication. Okay, so next, I have only last 3 slides. Okay, so the context for communication is that number 1, you can communicate depending on your organizational context. Okay, I am going to talk to you depending on the company culture. And then I am speaking to you depending on the professional context, like employee's perspective in a workplace, okay? And I am talking to you depending on the personal approach. If it's personal and we are close, we could make some jokes, right? So can you make a jokes to your supervisor? No, it's not correct. But if you are very close to your supervisor, you could talk to your supervisor even in a you could crack a joke, or you could say a joke to your supervisor. Okay, so now third one. Okay, so these are the communication process. Okay, so it's self-explanatory. Okay, so senses need to communicate. You have to define the situation. If you are the sender, if you are someone who is talking, you need to define the situation. You need to consider some strategies. You could use hands. You can use video. You could say simple words, okay? And also, you could select course of action. How are you going to communicate? With dancing, with hand motion, with pictures, or you can use and compose a message like email, memo, okay, or text messages, okay, with a different style or form. And you could send message. Okay, so the receiver is going to receive the message, interpret it, and decide how to respond and replies. Okay, so what does it mean? I'm going to shorten or make it clear. Okay, so the communication process goes with a sender and a receiver. When you are a sender of a words, you have to speak clearly and speak the right words. And if you are a receiver, you have to listen attentively and later on interpret and decide on how you are going to respond. Okay, so this is the last part of the chapter 1. Okay, remember, are you still there? Please give me thumbs up if you're still listening. Please thumbs up. This is the last slide. Okay, so take note. The goal of business communication is to create a shared understanding of business situations that will enable people to work successfully together. Okay, the bottom line is that if I am a Korean, I should communicate or speak to other people in a way they will understand me. Okay? Remember, you are talking to a different age and a different culture. When you speak the words, make sure that the people you are talking with will understand that. Okay, that's why I'm telling you that speaking English in a very fluent way is not needed. Okay, as much as you can understand what other people is saying and you can say a word, okay, in a simple words or simple way that other people could understand you is a very good English. Professor, I am a Chinese. I couldn't speak English well. Okay. Practice makes perfect. Okay. If you read and try like me, I need to pass a level 1 Korean language. I need to learn your language, okay, for me to become a resident here in Korea. So you know what I am doing? Okay, I watch Korean dramas. I read Korean books even though I don't understand them. Okay, I memorize 5 words every day. Okay, so that even though those 5 words, okay, will I could remember them from time to time, at least I am in process of growing and learning many words. Okay, same here with trade English. Okay, I know that some of you are having difficulty talking or speaking and reading English. Okay, that's why most of our activities are more on talking and writing. Okay, listening is just you're going to listen to my presentation, but our dynamic activities will train you how to speak English even it is not perfect. Okay, I don't need perfect English. What I need, okay, is that you can say the right words. You can explain your thoughts, okay, even in a simple English words. I am not going to require you to speak English fluently. Okay, what I want you to what I want you to learn in this course is say the right words at the right time. Clear? Okay, say the right words at the right time. Okay, I'm not going to make your life difficult asking you to memorize a lot of words. Okay, so that's only particular for Revalida. Okay, let's say tomorrow, Professor, I want to explain 3 words, English word. Okay, and that is a practice. Okay, and with your effort, I am going to give you grade for every English words that you understand. Okay, clear? And that is revalida. Okay, that is revalida. Okay, is that clear now? Okay, so that is, we're done with chapter 1. We are done with chapter 1 already. Okay, so